The Pat O'Hara Show is sponsored by the River Shack Tavern, 3449 River Road in Jefferson.
Welcome to the Pat O'Hara Show here at the River Shack Tavern. I'm your host, Brandon Rizzuto, and join me as always is Pat O'Hara. It is his show. Coach, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, especially after a win, Brandon.
After a great win against the Orlando Predators, Coach, just talk about that game, a quick overview.
You know, it was an important game because it was a division game. You know, we talked a lot about that. You know, it's my former team. That what made it important. But winning at home continues to be important. To get 3 in a row was great. We had a second quarter that was kind of like the Twilight Zone. You know, we went back to kind of finding ways to try and lose. We made some really silly mistakes. We didn't execute properly on onside kicks. Barely had the ball in the second quarter. Kurt made some mistakes in that quarter that were not like him. But the key is that we overcame it, and we really were able to get 2 good quarters in the second half and played some good football.
Talk about that second quarter, ending it, going to the locker room. What was your message to your team?
Well, you know, I wish you could say it was the, great pep talk, but really it was just settle down. It's a 2-possession game now because we got the touchdown late in the half. The key was they're going to have the possession coming out, and so we wanted to come out an onside kick. If we got the recovery, great. If not, we give them a short field, and Coach Blanding's defense is the #1 red zone defense in the league, so we felt like give them a short field, somebody make a play, and Jeremy made the interception, and boom, right there, we turned it back, made it a 1-possession game, and we started rolling from there.
We talk about Jeremy Kellum a lot on the show, it seems like, but Jeremy Kellum just seems to be the X factor that you need back there in defense. You
know, some coaches think, and I believe it, you got to be good in the middle in the Arena Football League. So everything in the middle. So your quarterback, your center, your fullback, your MAC linebacker, and your middle guy is what Jeremy plays. You've got to be sound in the middle. And Jeremy's really fulfilled that position. He's 22 years old, Brandon, and he's the kind of guy you want in your team. I know we talk about him every week. He's deserving of it. Our players voted him the player of the game today after watching the game film.
You know, while we're on the subject of Jeremy Kellum, that fourth quarter interception off the wall, when he comes running over to you, I mean, did you feel like he was honest? I mean, he honestly felt like he had it, or you wanted to see it?
Well, really, I didn't think it was an interception. I didn't even think twice that it was. It was so far away from me. Jeremy came running over to me and said, "Coach, I intercepted that." And if you know Jeremy, a lot of players will come up and want you to challenge something, and you got to kind of take a step back because their adrenaline's pumping. But Jeremy he looked me in the eyes. He's a real honest, church-going guy. And Jeremy said, "Coach, I intercepted that." And I walked out, and they kept playing the replay. I watched, and I kind of took my time and wanted to make sure that it was correct, because we don't want to lose a timeout that we might need later. We challenged it. That was a huge turning point in the game. We won that challenge.
Absolutely. It felt like you had a lot of time, a little home cooking there, a lot of time to look up at that replay, huh?
Well, it's strange. As long as the referees will let me kind of stand on the field and watch the replay, and I was eyeballing the referees, they were kind of milling around and not pushing the game forward. So as long as they were going to wait, I was going to wait. And some fans were yelling at me, throw the flag, and I just was going to watch that replay over and over and let our guys rest a little bit until the referees were kind of pushing me to do it. So that was sort of gamesmanship in that situation.
Going back to your offense, just Kurt Rocco, 22 of 30 passing, just seems to always get better as the game goes on, especially in the second half.
Kurt had a real solid game, and I guess I'm kind of hard on him because I think about the 2 plays, the turnover and the safety. Those are plays he's got to have back, and he's capable of not even having those 2 plays. But other than that, he had a perfect game, really, really sound offensively.
Kurt Rocco, just a Midwestern seriousness. You're kind of the West Coast, laissez-faire kind of attitude. You guys mesh well together.
I think so. It's been a good relationship. He's really coachable. He's really coachable. He listens, and he's a tough kid, physically and mentally, too. He can handle it. If I get on him, he handles it properly. And physically, we've seen him take a pounding and keep fighting. And that's what you need out of your quarterback.
4-5 in the division. We're going to talk more about the South Division later on, but anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I mean, you win a game here or there, all of a sudden you're in first place. A few weeks ago, we were 3-3 in first place, so we've got to keep playing.
We'll have more on the VooDoo coming up next. You're watching the Pat O'Hara Show here on Cox 4. back to the Pat O'Hara Show here at the River Shack Tavern. It's not the Pat O'Hara Show right now. It's going to be the Quorey Payne Show. Quorey, welcome to the show, my friend.
How you doing?
Doing well, man. Quorey, just tell us about VooDoo season thus far.
So far, it's going good. The record doesn't really show how good we really are, but if you look at the few games that we lost, real close games or games that we was up and just really didn't finish. So as of right now, I mean, it's going good, but you know, we want to continue to get better.
You're one of those guys that's got a lot of seasoning. You're a veteran in this league. Talk about your path to being a VooDoo player.
Well, I started off playing with one of my teammates, Josh Bush. Really didn't know the arena game at the time, so they wanted me to go down to Arena 2, a development league, and really learn my game. I played 2 years there, and then I had a real good season. Then it led to me going to Spokane, which I ended up winning the ring, and pretty much all it speaks for itself right now.
You don't ever wear that ring around? You don't have it on right now?
Nah, I wear it a couple of times, but I don't know. I just feel funny on my fingers at times. So.
Tell me about this season. You were a guy that was brought in late to camp. Not a lot of guys, not a lot of teams were looking at you. Tell us about that process.
Yeah, I was supposed to go back to Cleveland, but last year I ended up hurting my hamstring. So once the season started this year, they kept putting me on hold for some reason, and Coach Pat O'Hara gave me a call and asked me did I still want to play, and I'm here now. So
talk about giving that opportunity, just what it means to you to have that chance.
Yeah, when he gave me that chance, I mean, I felt like I had something to prove. I really wanted to go back to Cleveland, but when they didn't want me, I mean, no grudge, but I just wanted to show everybody that I could still play, and I'm just happy Coach gave me that call.
First game, you definitely answered the call. Was inches or maybe millimeters away from making that game-winning catch. Talk about that against Philadelphia.
Well, the season started off good. Camp started off real good, and then leading into that first game was real good until that very last play. Had the ball in my hands until I hit the wall and just couldn't hold on, and unfortunately, it really hurt me as well as the team, though.
But you had a chance to get healthy. You got back in the swing of things, and now it's the sky's the limit.
Yeah. It took a while. I had to miss 2 games, and then when I came back, I was able to play, but I wasn't able to be like full strength. And from the last 3 weeks, it just, I don't know, like my body feels good. I think that bye week really had a good part of it, but now I feel great, and I guess the sky's the limit.
Rafael Aquino, the equipment manager for VooDoo, has dubbed you Mr. Wiggles, and it's all about that second move that you have, that double move. Tell us about that.
Yeah, at times, like, I try to be a little different than other receivers. I do a lot of moving to, I guess, cause the DB to think I'm going one way, and then I quickly go the other way. So Rafael gave me that nickname, Mr. Wiggles, and I guess it fits, though, being that what I do on the field at times.
It seems to work in the kick return game, too. You've gotten a chance to return some kicks lately.
Yeah, I've always been a good returner. I have a highlight on YouTube where I ended up returning 9 kick returns for a touchdown when I was in Arena 2. So I'm pretty good at returning the ball. And then in high school, I always did punt return and kick return. So I actually like doing kick return. So it's, the name goes well for that too.
Spent some time in college with Southern Illinois. Just talk about that experience. Obviously a very winning and traditional program there.
Yeah, when I first went there, I think they was 1-12 the year before I got there, and then my first year we was 4-8. Then after that we was conference champ every year. Ended up playing with Brandon Jacobs, which was a good experience, a real big guy, and I met a lot of good people and learned a lot of things from Southern Illinois. Looking
forward to this week's game, Arizona. Tough opponent. What do you think?
Yeah, they real tough team. Real close from winning the Arena Bowl. I think it was last year. It's gonna be a dogfight. We come to play every week, so it won't be an easy win for them. So I know they're gonna have to bring their A game as well as us. So.
2 tough road games, came back home, got a great win against Orlando. Mm-hmm. Do you see this as an important 2-game homestand for the team?
Yeah, I see pretty much every game. I hate to lose. I'm one of the guys who does so much extra work on the field as well as off. So I hate to lose one. And then this week, I don't know, just another game that we really need.
Quorey, Mr. Wiggles, thanks for joining me, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're watching the Pat O'Hara Show here at the River Shack Tavern. Stay tuned for more action, VooDoo action here on Cox 4. Welcome back to the Pat O'Hara Show here at the River Shack Tavern. We tape here every Monday, 3 o'clock. We'd love to have you here. Great food, red beans and rice is always a special. And I know Quorey Payne, our guest for today's show, is probably going to enjoy himself some right now. Coach Quorey Payne, just an outstanding guy.
Quorey's a guy we signed last minute. You know, I've had my eyes on Quorey for the last couple of years, but he's been injured. He's significantly been injured for 2 years and really hasn't played a lot. And, you know, we were talking, and it was sort of the week before camp. I just talked to a lot of people's agent, and, you know, let's bring this guy in. I'm so glad we did. You know, he's our double move guy, which means he's a weaver. He weaves down the field. He's double, triple move down the field. We kind of joke around. He gives guys the Iverson crossover move, you know, with the way he weaves. And wow, he really did a good job the other night. He's our specialist at kind of doing that.
You mentioned the weaving, the double move. You know our equipment manager calls him Mr. Wiggles, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't get told all these things. Now I know. You got to tell me these things, Brian.
Now you know. Now you can bust him up and practice about it, call him Mr. Wiggles.
Okay.
Pretty sure the kids would love that. Coach, just talk about, you know, this past game, especially his involvement. Quorey Payne getting a lot more involved in the kick return game.
Yeah, we're starting to work Quorey a little bit more on the net. We're rotating Josh and Quorey. It's important that we keep Josh fresh. Josh is you're not the biggest guy in the world, neither is Quorey, but you know, for me, Josh has had moments where he's gotten hurt late in the season. We need to make sure we have Josh healthy all the way through.
And you have these old guys, always joke around with them, these old receivers. You got to watch out for them.
Well, yeah, Josh is 32, but he's the most in-shape 32-year-old guy on our team. And our young guys, his work ethic is above some of our younger guys, and he's a great role model as far as that goes.
Coach, we talked about the division a little bit in the last segment, just 4-5, Jacksonville 4-5. But there's a lot of wiggle room, and anything can happen over these next 8 weeks.
Anything can happen. Like you said, 9 more games. You know, we were at the halfway point here. Again, it's important we focus in on, I know I say it every week, but it's really we focus in on what we do and continue to get better and really make sure that we're playing complete games and not having lapses like we did in the second quarter or like we did in the second half of Jacksonville, or like we did in Spokane, the kick returns. Those kind of things will get you beat. You know, we got to find ways to continue to win, not find ways to lose.
Each and every week we bring you a segment. We let you get to know a player a little bit more outside of the football field. And Coach, this guy is one of the longest last names, and it's troublesome for me to even spell sometime. You can probably guess that who we were doing this week.
Well, we just call him Zeb or Z, Brian Zbydniewski.
Brian Zbydniewski it is. Let's hear more about Brian Zbydniewski.
VooDoo, running for my magic.
Yes, you know, I've been in this league for a while now, and I noticed the chemistry as I got here. But we're just kind of gelling. It's building. You know, we have good relationships with each other. We hang out with each other. So, and that just shows it on the football field. You know, we trust each other.
VooDoo, running for my magic.
I'm loving it. Nice people, great food. When you want to have a good time, it's right down the street.
Have you ever been?
Gotta say the food. You can't beat it. All the Cajun spices, the crawfish on the weekends. It's excellent.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Right now I gotta say I'm addicted to crawfish. Every weekend I live by a Rouse's and they have them. So I buy a couple pounds and I go at it right there.
Running for my magic.
It's the hard thing, you know. You play football for 6 months and then you kind of take it from there. You can't get a too serious job because, you know, you only have 5 months or so and you need to train with it. So I've done everything from working at restaurants. I've been on vacation for 5 months. I have pretty much everything. Worked at a mall, just anything. Coached football. I've done it all, really.
VooDoo, running for my magic.
You know, I'd say in 2010 I played with the Spokane Shock and we won the Arena Bowl, so that was pretty fun. Great memories.
VooDoo, running for my magic.
Probably be now some kind of like marketing or something to do with the internet business so I can sit at my house all day and just chill and relax and work when I want to. Oh man, I gotta say The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I don't know why. I've been made fun of it before in the past, but I'll definitely switch the station if a teammate walked in.
back to the Pat O'Hara Show here at the River Shack Tavern for our final segment. And Coach, we turn our eyes to Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona made an appearance in the Arena Bowl last year. They're well coached. They have a lot of their team back that played in that championship game last year. They came real close to beating Jacksonville. Tremendous quarterback, great receivers, very good defense, and a good front line, so it's going to be tough.
I guess one of the main advantages is they get to come here. We don't have to go there.
Yeah, hopefully it's a long trip for them. We need to get them, maybe give them some invites down to the French Quarter and let them go have a good time for the game. Maybe that'll help.
They defeated Utah 86-70 last week, and just offensive firepower to go around.
They're a high-powered team. You know, they're a team that likes the onside kick. If you score, you score. They just want to outscore you. That's the type of thing they try to do. They try to put up a lot of points and outscore you. I think they're the number 2 scoring offense in the league. I think we're 5. You know, we're going to have to probably score some points. We're definitely going to have to get a stop or 2 to beat them.
Maurice Purify, Nick Davila, combination seems deadly.
Maurice Purify is a beast. You know, once he gets the ball in his hands, it's really difficult tackling him. He plays big. And Nick Davila's first-team All-League last year. I actually tried to sign Nick 3 years ago when I was in L.A. with the L.A. Avengers. And he's a solid quarterback that takes care of the ball.
Talk about a little bit more about their personnel. Some of the guys that, you said up the middle. How are they up the middle on both sides of the ball?
Well, their nose guard, Antaj Hawthorne, was first-team All-League last year. He's a powerful nose guard. Lorenzo's going to have his hands full with Antaj, and you got Maurice Purify, wide receiver. Nick Davila. Those are guys that can create problems, and so we're going to have to be fully prepared.
You had a chance to really grade film today, look at everything that's gone on, just overall offensive lineman performance against Orlando. How'd you feel?
We blocked them better than I thought we would, Brandon. They have a very good pass rush. Orlando is, their defensive strength of their team. I thought that would be a 40-something to 38 type game based upon what they'd done offensively and had trouble scoring. And I really felt like they would make it tougher on us to score. I was proud of the way they protected Kurt overall. We had a couple breakdowns, but Kurt was on fire, and the receivers were feeling it. And we got that rhythm going that we're capable of having. When we have that rhythm, we can score with anybody.
Arizona's defensive line, is it equivalent to what Orlando brought to the table?
That's every bit as good, if not better, and they've got the winning behind them too. They've won 7 ball games, or 7-3, so they've got that confidence level, and again, a lot of returning guys that played in the Arena Bowl last year. So it'll be a great challenge for our guys. I'm excited about it.
Talk about their defense. Is Kurt Rocco going to have similar success?
I hope so. That's the thing we're looking for, Brandon, is consistency from Kurt week in and week out, so you know what you're going to expect. Alvin Ray Jackson said the other night, we go as far as you take us, Kurt, and that's kind of true. It's a quarterback-driven league.
Talking about Alvin Ray Jackson, also with a big interception against Orlando, seems to be kind of your heart and soul of the defense.
Alvin Ray is the heart and soul of our defense, and on that particular play, Coach Blaney did a great job of we game planned that situation, that exact situation in practice. We knew what they were going to do, and Coach Blaney put Alvin in the right place, and Alvin recognized it, put him right in the right place to make that interception. So great job by Maurice Blanning also.
Hate to look at last year and compare anything to last year to this year, but Arizona came in here last year, won 61-53. Didn't go away without a fight, though. I mean, anything can happen in the graveyard.
Anything can happen, not only in the graveyard, but in this league. It is a crazy league that'll make you, so happy, but it'll just break your heart too. So we've got to have a good, solid week of preparation.
Coach, as always, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Brandon.
You've been watching the Pat O'Hara Show here on Cox 4. Be sure to be at the game this Saturday night when the Arizona Rattlers come to town.